Hello, this is Gio, and hey, we're back in a pinball of mine, Flight 2000 pinball, and I've been trying to diagnose a startup problem. Basically, I could power up, but when I hit the game start button, it doesn't always work. And I've sort of traced it to this little connector here, this little red connector right here. Now I've already taken out this board and checked the pins. This connector just kind of plugs into some pins right here, and I've checked the connections of these pins, and the pins are good. And so I kind of went to start looking at this connector itself. This is a Molex connector with the wires coming in, and there's pins connected to this. Okay, so zooming into this pin connector, this is just a standard 0.1 Molex pin connector. Now, these kind of Molex connectors kind of come in all various different shapes and sizes. They come on pinball machines, arcade machines, different electronics, even automobiles have these kind of connectors, various sizes, and they all generally work the same. You plug it in to pins, and it has a little kind of a connector clip in here connected to the wire. Now you can't really get these things in and out that easy. There's a little pressure clip when you put these things in, it kind of clips and holds it in place. But they do age with time. You keep on plugging them in and out, and these little metal parts, if you can kind of see in here, let's see if I can zoom in just a little bit there. You can kind of see some of them have these little metal things, and that's where the wires are coming in. The other ones are empty, and so there's little pins right there. So I know there's something wrong with the wire just because I wiggle this little connector around and it sometimes starts, sometimes doesn't. So that's why I initially looked at the pins themselves, but now I'm looking at the connector. Now I did examine some of these pins, kind of looking inside, and it does look like some of them don't seem to be connecting that well. And so to remove these pins to investigate, you remove them depending on the connector, variety of ways. But in this case, I could just use a small little tiny screwdriver and keep you still focused and just kind of push into the exposed part, and that will push down the little clip. I'll show you a better shot of that after I get it in. But so I'm just going to apply a little pressure here and kind of tug on this wire right here, and it comes off. Now this one I've already taken out, and I'll zoom in right here. And hopefully, again, if it focuses, will it focus? Now you can kind of see that it looks like a little hook. Now it's not supposed to look like that. Now I did notice that this fell off before, and that's one of the problems. So it's not really connecting very well. I'll show you a brand new connector right now. So here's a newer connector. Now you can kind of see that it's kind of looped over just like that. And when I install this part right here will actually depress a little bit. And it's like a little spring. Now it's this little part right here that actually fell off. This is before and after. So I need to replace this connector. So the first thing I'm going to do is just snip this off to the base of this connector. So I have a little fresh wire. Okay, so next I'm going to zoom in here and hope that it focuses again so you can see. Now here's the insulation. I haven't stripped any of the wire off, and you can kind of see the little pin right here. Now the pin has a couple of different wings. Okay, so zoomed into the little pin here, you can kind of see there's this little these two top wings here, some lower wings right there. And then this is the part that actually touches the pin. So when you install it, again, top part is the insulation and the bottom part is the wire. And you have to crimp these separately. Now before you do this kind of work, you do need a crimping tool. And this is what I have here. This is just a Walden crimping tool. So when you have your little pin here, you kind of use this little crimping tool just like that. And then you hold it and crimp it, and it folds these little wings down into the wire, either the insulation or below here into the bare wire. Now there's different types of crimping tools. This one's kind of narrow, and so I'm going to have to crimp it twice, one for the insulation and then one for the actual wire. There are some that are wider and you can just crimp it once. I like this one. It's a little more controlled, but it depends on your preference. So the first thing I'm going to do is just kind of strip off maybe 1/4 of an inch of this wire. So you can see there's about 1/4 inch of wire exposed here. So what I'm going to do is just place the pin so that, again, there's 2 sets of wings. The bottom portion, this is actually, the wire's a little long, so I'm going to trim that tool. I'm going to place the wire with the insulation portion on the lower wings, kind of holding it in place, and the exposed portion will be kind of between the upper wings. And I'm going to place the insulation portion. I'm going to crimp the insulation first to hold it in place. So if you can see it there, the exposed wire is still exposed outside the tool, and the portion with the insulation and the lower wings are in the tool. And I'm just going to lightly crimp. You don't want to do too tight because you could actually damage the pin and the insulation. And so it's just holding nicely to the insulation. So the lower wings are crimped. Okay, next I'm going to crimp the actual wire itself. So carefully hold it so the portion with the upper wings are in the tool. And I'm just going to lightly crimp that next. Now hopefully you can see that the lower portion with the insulation is crimped with the lower wings and the upper ones are crimped. The exposed wire is crimped with the upper wings. Now to reinstall it into the Molex connector, again, you want to keep track of where your initial wire was, and it was this first one. And so the way this works is, in this case, the springy part, which is up here, is actually on the bottom, and when this is pushed up, there's actually a little hook right at top which will connect into this little plastic part down here. So you want to orient it correctly so it's down like that, and you just apply a little pressure and you hear a little click, and it's in there, and it should be good to go. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and replug this thing in and then turn it on to see if it works. So I went ahead and powered on the machine. It went through its initial cycle, so it's lit up, and it's basically this button. When I press this, it wasn't working, and so what happens now? There you go. It works just fine. So I hope this video helped you out how to replace these pins in these Molex connectors, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.